Hey, how are we doing? Great to see you guys. Really nice to see you in tonight. There's loads of you in already, and we're on time. And fingers crossed, not only on time, but hopefully it's all working. It looks like we've got an excellent connection tonight. I'm going to pop out the chat and I'm going to say hello to a few of you, and then I'm going to let you know what we've got coming up tonight. So first of all, we got Bam Mozzie in. Great to see you, brother. So glad you made it in from the start tonight. Walid, great to see you as well, man. You gained another subscriber today. Guess who that was? It was indeed. And we've also got J Coulter 43. You made it in for a live show, brother, which is really, really cool. I've been able to make another live stream while waiting at my youngest clarinet lesson. There you go. Excellent. We have also got Scott Guitars. Great to see you, man. And I did reply to you this week. I hope you got that okay. And we've got James Severin as well. Hey, mate. Good to see you as well. So cool. William De Silva, good evening. And Gavin James, good evening as well. It's evening over here. We've got Julia Baldassare. Great to see you as well. And Dave Lewis, Charlie S, the one and only Mr. Ben Coombs. Lovely to see you as well. Maurice Garcia Rojes. Hello from Colombia. Well, hello, Colombia. Really great to have you in tonight. And we've also got Brad Miller. Excellent. What a crowd. And Aaron from the Albus Band. I hope you're well as well, my friend. So we've got loads to get through tonight. Oh, Jake Lee. We need an E in the middle of that, don't we? Hey, Jake, good to see you. Really welcome. And yeah, we got some good stuff going on. Guitar Hack is in as well. Good to see you, brother. This is great. And Garrett Guacamole. Excellent. Victor Blakehurst. Hey, my friend, let me just have a quick switch over there. We've got 32 of you in already, and already 5 thumbs up, which absolutely makes my day. So what have we got going on tonight, guys? Well, we've got quite a lot going on tonight. We've got 2 big boxes right here from my good friends at Adam Hall, who gave me this Lumens Being t-shirt. Yep, so we've got a couple of unboxings to do. And we're also going to take a look at the latest Slash model guitars, because they've been all over the place of late. So I've done a little video for you tonight based around the Slash model guitars. So I hope we're going to have fun with that. As always, if you've got any questions for me, just put an @CGS at the start of your sentence, like Walid has. He says, oh my God, thanks a lot, man. It means so much to me. Well, you're absolutely welcome, brother. And although I'm not great at, I think it's French, I got the gist. And what I have been impressed with, Walid, is your playing. Pretty damn cool there, man. Excellent. We've got Ole Hansen as well. And wow, tons of you. Janice Lala's in as well. Great to see you as well, Janice. So yeah, I'm gonna do some unboxing tonight, and hopefully we're gonna have a bit of fun with these, because actually they came from the video where I showed you guys on the live stream the trip I had to Adam Hall, and they very kindly, my good friend Martin from Adam Hall must have been watching, because next thing you know, a couple of boxes turn up. And I know what one of them is because it shows on the side. So there you go. Ben Coombs says, CGS, I remember the unveiling of the Slash guitars standing next to you. You do indeed, brother. We were stood there up in the Gibson stand at NAMM 2020. And isn't it sad that we won't be there this year? That's so gutting. But we did. We stood there and we thought... we were really excited, because we thought we were going to see Slash. We thought he was going to come out and unveil these guitars, but actually, as it turned out, we had a lovely surprise and we got a gig from Los Lobos instead. But we had a great time, Ben. Really thoroughly enjoyed that, which is cool. Axis 2084, hey man, asking the question. Hey CGS, I just got an Epiphone Les Paul Modern on Friday. It's awesome, great stuff, man. Locking tuners are standard, along with a lot of other great features. Man, they do look good. I have to say that what they've done with the Epiphones, and that was something else that we saw at NAMM this year. We saw all the updates to the Epiphone range. I'm loving that Epiphone open book. Steve from Boston was rocking one out the other night and thoroughly enjoyed watching that video. So real cool. And we did have such a good time at NAMM. Let me see if there's any questions. That's... no, it's just Ben and Axis. That's cool. If you need a question, please just remember at CGS. Oh, actually, Scott Guitars tried to, but he said CGC, but I've spotted that. Don't worry, man. I received your email. Thanks. Looking forward to it. Me too, brother. Really looking forward to it. That's cool. Yeah, we seem to tell each other that we've sent an email on these live streams on a Sunday, which is quite fun. So yeah, lots of fun ahead. And I'm going to show you this first thing because it says and it shows on the side of the box what this is. And during that live stream that I did with the Adam Hall stuff, I said that I really fancied one of these. And so let me move it here and move to camera 3, and you'll see through the plastic that it's a wall hanger for the guitar. So yeah, we're going to open this box up right away tonight. We're not going to hang around too much. I'm going to do the unboxings before we do the chat about the Gibson Slash range, just because I thought that was probably the sensible way to do it. I know you guys love to see the unboxings, so I don't want to keep you in suspense. Let's get these open. So the idea is, and this was why I was so pleased that Martin from Adam Hall really kindly sent these to me, or at least this one to me, is behind me on the walls. I always think these two bits here look way too bare, and it would be great to have a guitar hung up on them. And so he sent me a guitar hanger, and this one I think is for an acoustic. And I've got a sneaky suspicion from a discussion we had, there might be something else in this box that will come in useful as well. So let's open this up. Quentin! Yay! Hey kids. Hey Quentin. It's not water, it's squash as usual. I have to say, I am supporting my wife through Stoptober. She's doing a sponsored no alcohol in October, and that's proving quite a trick. I have to say that the idea of Stoptober and not having a beverage at all the whole way through, or at least an alcoholic beverage the whole way through October, that's a little bit weird, but hey, I'm going to do my best. So let's open this up, if I can work out where to get into it. And oh, hello. Oh, I see. Okay, an end piece here. Let's put you over onto this camera. There we go. Waled's saying, CGS, you can also hang headless guitars. That's right, because these gravity stands are absolutely awesome for holding and cradling the guitar. Look at that. There we go. There is, it seems, a tool that's in the bottom of that box, and I think that the instructions have just jumped out. Yeah, there they are. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this first little present from my good friends at Adam Hall, a gravity stand. So what happens is this bit here, which you can see, this goes against the wall, this plate, and then this holds the body of the acoustic guitar, and this bit here holds the neck. And what's more, you can set this at any angle that you like on the wall. Let's see if you can see it better from this angle. There we go. So that will hold, in fact, it'll hold it that way up. Let's get it right. The body of the acoustic guitar goes in there, and the neck goes in there. And I reckon that this is going to look just great up on the wall behind me, so that we can have some guitars on the walls. There we go. That's a much better shot of it. So there we go. Gravity stand. Jay Coulter says, I have a Hercules neck seat rest for yours. You've got 15 on your wall already. Wow, they work great. Yeah, absolutely. I saw this when I was over at Adam Hall, and I just love the fact that using this angle here, you can put them at any angle you want. You can have it literally up the other way if you wanted to. I don't think that would be quite the way to hang a guitar, but I love it when the guitar body was in like that and the neck was up and it was just at sort of like almost a 45-degree angle. So I'm absolutely delighted. Big thanks to Martin at Adam Hall for sending this over for me, and I've really got the urge now to update the backdrop as well. I'm sort of toying with the idea of changing the backdrop as well. So let me know what you think. So if you think that's a good idea. There's the instruction sheet. Pretty straightforward. Actually, there's a good illustration of what it looks like with the guitar hung on it. There we go, just there. So I'm going to have a bit of fun hanging that up, I think, and we will see where that gets us. Okay, let's carry on with the, let's just have a quick see who we've got in, just so that I can, yeah, 46 of you and at least 16 of you liking the look of that stand. We have got, who have I not said hello to? I've said hello to Axis. Little John 1064, good to see you as well. Okay, let's open this second box. Now this is a bit heavier and I'm not absolutely 100% sure what's in this, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that we may well have another gravity stand for electrics, but don't hold me to it. Let's see what we've got. Jay Coulter says, CGS, I like that new hanger. I may need a few for places they can't hang vertically. Exactly, and here, it really doesn't work behind me to hang vertically because you'd either get all the neck of the guitar and no body, because that would go down behind the sofa, or all body of the guitar and the neck would go up above. Whereas I think in that gap there and in this gap here, I can get a guitar in each of those and have it on the angle so that you guys can see it, and then we can rotate the guitars we put in there. So at the minute it will probably be holding the cork guitar that I absolutely love, and that's here. In fact, funny enough, my SE hasn't been back since this cork's been here. I've been playing this all the time. More videos coming on this very soon because I've been incredibly impressed with it, and I think you guys have as well. So yeah, Scott's Guitar says, I love the backdrop, but maybe a change is good. Could go for a timber look wall. Yeah, could go for a timber look, or I was thinking either that or maybe a darker wall or a grey. I loved Henning's Studio B. And here you can't really see the LED lights behind me, and that's a bit of a shame because it does look good on the wall, but we'll see. Right, let's get this open and see what else we've got in here. Oh man, wow. Actually, do you know what? It's not a stand. Even better. Wow. It's a gravity drum seat. Now, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you guys before, but big issue I have. Oh, let me get rid of that box. Bye. I've had a big issue with my drum throne, I think they call it, drum throne. And I mentioned it to Martin while we were out at 42 Gear Street, and look, that's what he sent me. I thought it was going to be another wall hanger, but that is cool. Look at this. Oh, actually the box has split a little bit there. Let us open this box up as well. Okay, so now I have a gravity drum throne, which means that I can, oh wow, this is good and solid. My goodness, that weighs quite a bit. Oh my word. There we go, and let's get rid of that box as well. Whoops. Let me go back to this. Here we go. Now, this is a really sturdy drum throne. Just have a quick check on who's saying what. fantastic idea. That court would look sweet back there, and then any new ones you have. Yeah, exactly. So as we're getting new guitars in to review for you, I can stick them up on the wall behind me. But this is really going to be very helpful because I bought a really cheap rubbish drum throne when I first got the TDK. Now let me see if I can get this in here right. Oh, that was easy. Really easy. Wow. Very, very easy. There we go. One. Exceptionally nice and solid. Make sure I've screwed that in. Drum throne. A gravity drum throne. And I really enjoyed, I had a sit on one of these. A load of videos that I did. Actually, the ones that you haven't seen yet from 42 Gear Street, I did while sitting on one of these drum thrones. It was so comfortable. I remember saying to Martin, that is absolutely amazing. And now he sent me one, bless him. I'm just getting this a little bit tighter. And they have got, I'll do a little video certainly using this because, going back to it, they really are really nice and sturdy. And, oh, sorry, I turned it away from the gravity bit there. There we go. So you can see the gravity logo. But thoroughly enjoyed those sitting on this while I was doing some of the videos for you. There's some of those videos to come, and any of the ones where I'm sitting in the tent, I'm sat on one of these. The other ones that you've seen so far, including Friday's video, which was the Stanford, oh my word, the E35, what do they call them? Oh man, I only put it up on Friday. Its brain is gone. Bring in a green screen. Do you know what? Funny enough, you should say that, Gavin. I've actually used a green screen before in a lot of my really old videos, and they were hilarious. Sorry, anyway, going back to the Stanford guitar, it was the ES335 style guitar that it's a Crossroads, there we go. The Crossroads Thinline 35. I knew it would drop in there eventually. So yeah, those I was doing on Hiltrud's sofa out in the back of the other tent, which was amazing. So yeah, Axis 2084 says CGS. I had a black Court Les Paul with a white pickguard in the late 80s. Back in the 80s. I traded it in because I was young and foolish. Well, man, do you know, I think that this Court is actually probably an even bigger Gibson killer than the vintage Greenie Moore style that I tried. This thing just rocks out. It really does. Anyway, just going back to these very briefly, because we've now done the unboxing, to say a huge thanks to my buddy Martin and everybody at Adam Hall for sending these out for me. Really, really appreciate it. Going to use it in the studio, and you're bound to be seeing it in videos. Wildhead says, taking care of our derriere is crucial for drum practicing. You're right, my friend. And I've been sitting on like a big wide backed chair, which was an old kitchen chair, because it's just about the right height for the longest time. But I really need to get back on a throne, because actually to get around the kit and also to have the snare at the right height to be able to do a rim shot, rather than being a little bit too high and whacking my leg every time I go for a rim shot, is going to be great. So I am absolutely over the moon. They only came in yesterday, so straight away just thought, yeah, we'll stick it in and do the unboxing. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Let's see, any other questions? Blackjack Locking Nut is in. Great to see you, man. And he says, hey, CGS and Ben. Everybody's in. That's great. Excellent. So, yeah, there we go. There's the Adam Hall unboxings for today. So we'll put that gravity stand up on the wall. I'm going to get another one. I am definitely going to get a hanger for both sides so that we can put the guitars up there at an angle where you can see the headstock and the body. So watch this space. So, how have you all been? Let me just quickly have a little cheeky look. Oh, we've got 52 of you in at the moment. Oh, so take it back, 51. Somebody had to pop out for a moment. And 24 thumbs up. Thanks so much, guys. Really, really appreciate that. And I'm being a little bit, how do I say this? I now feel a little bit self-conscious because somebody put a comment in one of my videos today that I sound like I'm talking to school children when most of my audience is older guys. I'm really not trying to, I can promise you that much. It's just the way I am. And Ben will confirm that for you, as will Aaron. It's just, I'm like that. So I'm sorry if it sounds ever that I'm condescending or talking down to you. This is just me, guys. You can only be yourself, especially when you're on and you're live streaming for an hour or 2 or 3, as I used to do. It would be absolutely impossible to be somebody else. So if I am appearing condescending, it's not intended that way. It's just the way I am. So there we go. Let's see, what have we got here? Music Therapy Laz, he's in as well, great. And Music Therapy Laz, just like Ben, will no doubt be doing a stream at some point tonight as well. He usually streams between myself and Ben. He's the rose between two thorns, I like to think of it as. So check out Music Therapy Laz if you haven't. And Ben will no doubt be streaming as usual on a Sunday evening at 8 PM Eastern, so don't forget to check him out as well. Really, really helpful on my channel. Not only a good friend, but a good moderator, along with the lovely Bam Mozzie, of course. Let me see, Axis 2084 says, CGS, should we call you Headmaster now? yeah. As I say, I read the comment today. I left it there because, hey, what am I going to do otherwise? I think I responded to say it's not intentional. It isn't intentional. I'm really not. And that's not me at all. I would never talk down to anybody. I'm just the way I am. What can I say? Gavin James says, hey, head teacher. Leave those kids alone. And Jay Coulter says, CGS, do not change, brother. We love you the way you are. Well, man, I can't really. It is just the way I am. I could try to put on an act and be a little less, I don't know how I could actually come across as, when you're not intending to be that way, it's really weird to try and think of aiming to be any other way, but there you go. Scott's Guitars says, you have a great way of communicating. That's why we're all here. Well, bless you guys. Thank you so much for that. And that's why I come on. And I love these live streams. I love the opportunity to come on a Sunday evening and to see all you guys in the comments and to interact. I often get really ribbed for that as well because I talk to everybody in the comment section, but I think that's what we're here for. Aren't we here? What's the point of a live stream if there's no two-way communication? That's what I would, that's the way I look at it anyway. Guitar Man 45 is in. Good to see you. The Good Son is also in. Really good to see you as well. And actually, the Good Son, you were the result of last week's stream that went up really late. And I'm sorry if anybody has tuned in this week, by the way, to see the demo of the Marshall Lead 12, because actually we had a right old time of it last week. And as I was coming up to streaming, I was about, I suppose, half an hour before the whole thing just went and it wouldn't connect up to the ATEM. And actually, I just said to everybody, we're going to leave it till next week, and I'm really sorry because it took about half an hour. And then typically, just as I posted that, about a minute later, the thing connected, and it was like, those that were still in the chat, I said, shall we? And they said, yeah, let's do it. So we did that Lead 12 last week, and hopefully those of you that missed it live because of the false start got to see it in playback. And again, I'm really sorry about that. Some people cannot accept people the way they express themselves. Too bad for them. As far as I'm concerned, you're a class act and we enjoy your communication skills. Well, Bless you. Thank you for that, Grandpa Joe. And hello, Grandpa Joe. Great to see you in. Janice Lalla says, I don't think you're condescending. Think you're delightful. Oh, do you know what? Absolutely, this is why I love doing these live streams, and why I like doing a YouTube channel, and why I've kept it going, because as you all know, I was a reluctant YouTuber. I didn't intend to start a channel, but I've carried it on because of this great engagement and all the real good friends I've made out there. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. It's absolutely lovely. Mauricio Garcia says, CGS, you're the best, Mike. You've helped me with a lot, with a few Gibson guitars I needed to check out. Thank you. Well, bless you as well. Thank you, sir. That's really, really kind. You know, I'm here to try and please, and hope I do. Hope I hit the spot. I'm missing so many of the comments because of my bad eyesight, but there we go. This is one hell of a community, Little John 1064. When is Zoom band practice? That would be so cool. We should do that. Might get a string swing wall hanging guitar system. I might well do that, Dave. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. Axis 2084 says, CGS, all those behind you are just bricks in the wall. They are. And actually, I really like this. This was actually inspired by my first ever trip to Germany. In fact, if I widen it out, you'll see that I've covered these now pretty much with t-shirts and badges and bits and pieces from my various trips. But originally, I loved the GitCon stage sets, and they were just a brick wall behind us and a bit of tri-light truss going up either side. And I thought, I can do that. I've got some tri-light truss. So there it was. But I'm just thinking it might be time to shake it up a bit, because I'm not sure you can actually see the LED lights behind me, or maybe I should just get some brighter LED lights. But they're just bricks in the wall, my friend. Jamal Kareem is in. Great to see you as well, man. It's been a while. It's been a while since I saw you on a live show, and it's lovely to see you, brother. Who else have we got? CGS, you rock. Well, bless you, Jamal. That's so kind. Really kind. Yeah, let me tell you what we've got coming up, because we have done the unboxing of the Gravity drum throne and the Gravity acoustic guitar wall hanger, and we've still yet to have the Slash range. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for some reason, even though they were released in January, I've seen nothing but stuff online and in adverts and goodness knows what else on YouTube for the Slash guitars recently. And I thought, I wonder why that is. Maybe they're giving it a big push, or maybe there was a late launch or something like that. I don't know, but I've seen loads of it, and I thought, well, I'll cover that because I think you guys would be interested in it, and I found it quite interesting. So I have done a little video that kind of looks at the background of this current 2020 range of Slash guitars, but we relate it right the way back to his first ever Les Paul, which I've done a video on before, and I thought you might be interested in a little update on that for this latest release of the 2020 Slash models. So that's what I've done. However, it also made me realise that in these live shows, what I love doing with these live shows is giving them a subject matter so that we can chat about it and so that I can prep in advance. But I realised that the work I put in for the Jimi Hendrix one last week, a lot of people might not see that. So I might release these little short segment videos a couple of weeks after we do the live show. And I think that would work out quite nicely. Axis 2084, CGS, to mess with the commenter, you should start a live video sometime wearing a barrister's wig. Yeah, I could do, couldn't I? That would be fun. Love it. Hey, Ray Pike, sorry, good to see you, mate. What's happening? Well, I've just been telling you what's happening. Hopefully you heard it. Mikey Settlemeyer, great to see you, brother, as well. Really good to see you. While Ed says, CGS, they only were available at my shop last week. Right, oh well, there you go. Maybe that's why they're pushing them out. Maybe they're pushing the Gibsons because they're now getting out into stores and through the distribution cycle. So there we go. What's Quentin saying now? He's calling me a nut. I guess he's talking to me. Yeah, there's a ton of you in. Let's have a quick look. If we're up, we're at 58. We got nearly 60 in. Shall we? Because I promised that I won't make these more than an hour, and we're halfway through already. Can you believe? Shall we have a quick look? I'll get my headphones at the ready, and we'll have a quick look at the video that I've made for you guys this week, all about the current Slash models, or range, I should say. Oh, Jay Coulter's got to run. Just as I'm about to do this, your kid's just finished his lesson, the clarinet lesson. We'll catch the remainder on replay. Have a great day. God bless and rock on. Well, God bless you as well, my friend. And it's so lovely that you made a live show again. Love it when you do that. So let's have a little look at this video, and then we'll have a chat about it. So what do we think of the new range of Slash guitars from Gibson? On their website, Gibson simply say, Gibson and Slash are proud to present the new Slash collection of guitars. These models represent electric and acoustic guitars Slash has played before millions of fans during his career and influenced multiple generations of players around the world. Inspired by Slash, built by Gibson and now played by you. What I'm encouraged to see is the new range are much more reasonably priced than the first generation of Slash replicas at $5 a pop. And yes, I do say replicas because any guitar head will tell you that the Slash Appetite guitars of 2010 were Gibson copies of counterfeit guitars that Slash actually played, albeit mainly during the tour for Appetite for Destruction rather than on the album itself. To understand this, we must dive into the history a little. In March 2010, Gibson Guitars released their Slash Appetite Les Paul model. The company's press materials proclaimed this was the axe that launched 1,000 riffs. In videos hosted on Gibson's website, Slash holds the new model next to his personal guitar and says, "This is the original right here." And it's basically set up like my original was. The camera slowly pans over the instrument and zooms in on some of the details. All things considered with the original one, it just happened to have a certain unique tone unto itself, Slash says in the video. With the new one, we basically tried to capture that. The new Appetite for Destruction guitar is about as close as anybody could get to the original. The guitar was hailed as an impressive instrument when Premier Guitar reviewed it and said, well, it's high quality Les Paul with flawless playability and gorgeous looks. The review carried a 4.5 rating out of a possible 5. That review also pointed out something that Slash fans and internet forum users have known all along. The Slash Appetite Les Paul is actually a replica of a replica, because the Slash instrument rocked on the iconic album wasn't actually a Gibson. The original, as Slash calls it in the video, was made by California luthier Chris Derrick. In general, the attitude among savvy guitarists is that Gibson's Appetite Les Paul isn't some attempt to hoodwink an unsuspecting public. Most observers feel that if the customer is a big enough fan to pay the list price of nearly $5 for the instrument, they'd also know the true story. And Gibson's new Appetite guitar does include some modern updates that theoretically improves its practicality for a mass audience. In many ways, the Gibson initiative to sell such an instrument addressed a burgeoning demand among consumers and addressed it fairly well. But while Gibson rehashed an iconic instrument for today's musician, the larger legend is more complex. Indeed, there are many who Slash allege actually wielded 3 Les Pauls during the time in question. These 3 guitars are shrouded in questions, contrasting memories and conflicting reports. Examining the legend of these guitars is like trying to unravel the threads of an ancient Norse epic or documenting the numerous trysts and offspring of the Greek god Zeus. Each answer opens a new question, each thread ends at the beginning of a new one. In the early 80s, during Guns N' Roses' formative period, Slash was living hand to mouth, struggling to eat and play for a drug habit, a BC-rich Mockingbird with visible wood grain, and when he was very young, even a black Fender Stratocaster. In Slash's own best-selling memoir, Slash relates a story of asking Kiss's Paul Stanley for help procuring instruments from BC Rich. It was in that wilderness of instrument experimentation that Slash came across the first amulet that would help him face the challenging climb up the ladder of rock and roll stardom. I was playing a new guitar, Slash writes in his memoir. It was a Les Paul that had belonged to the 70s blues guitarist Steve Hunter. I'd traded my BC Rich for it at Howie Huberman's place, Guitars R Us. The guitar is frequently referred to as the Hunter Burst, after its former owner, who famously performed with Alice Cooper, Peter Gabriel, Lou Reed and even Aerosmith. Perhaps most notably, Hunter played on the Cooper tunes, Billion Dollar Babies and Welcome to My Nightmare. The problem is that Hunter doesn't know if his guitar ended up in Slash's hands at all. Though the influential guitarist has always politely declined to speak on record, he has stated that he doesn't know what happened to the instrument after he sold it. Legend, whose friends and clients typically refer to as simply Max. Baronet himself, he's not so sure. In written statements and telephone interviews, Baronet won't confirm or deny that the Hunter Burst is one of his instruments. Serial numbers and markings for replica instruments in the day were not standardised and provide little help in solving the mystery. Baronet says he sometimes used customers' birthdays, sometimes even social security numbers, and other combinations of digits. Whatever the lineage of the Hunter Burst, at some point it passed out of Slash's hands. In general, the band had a quick excuse anytime equipment went missing. Derry. Allegedly, Slash obtained 2 and even a 3rd replica after recording Appetite for Destruction. According to some, he obtained a secondary model, others claimed he got another Baronet instrument. Ultimately, some of the arguments surrounding these 3 replicas may never be solved. Short of getting Slash, the luthiers and all the guitars in the same room and subjecting them to CSI level scrutiny, some definitive answers simply cannot be had. In the absence of such hard data, the topic will continue to be passionately debated. One internet message board features an epic 531 post argument that spans 3 years. Ironically, some replica builders are so respected that other people copy their work. So the latest copies from Gibson are now out and being promoted heavily, as you would expect. We saw them at NAMM in January and got quite excited when we thought Slash was going to be in attendance to give us a demo of them. Alas, he had better things to do, probably sharing a beer with Max Baronet while hanging out with his other buddies at the All-Star concert at the Grove. The lineup of his new models includes 4 Les Pauls in colours Appetite Amber, Anaconda Burst, which is a deep green, November Burst, my particular favourite, and a red Vermilion Burst. The range also has 2 J45 style guitars in November Burst or Vermilion Burst, of which neither really float my boat. The question I ask, even though they have significantly reduced the price, is can Gibson justify the $3,000 starting price tag for these guitars when other manufacturers can produce great equivalents at a fraction of the price? I certainly won't be spending my hard-earned cash on one, so I leave you with this question. Are we still in the age of playing for the name, or have we as guitarists grown up and moved on from that? Gibson don't think so, but do you?
So there you go. I really hope that you enjoyed that little presentation from today. Now, the funniest thing that's happened while that's been on is I managed to get a message from YouTube that they have discovered copyright music in my stream. Now, I happen to know that that is an absolute non-starter, because all the music I used for the background in that video came from the YouTube audio section from the attribution not required. I think it's because I had pictures of Guns N' Roses on there. They probably heard a bit of guitar, saw some pictures and images of Guns N' Roses and thought, he's nicked some Guns N' Roses tunes. So I'll be really interested after this video to catch up with YouTube, and I will definitely be raising a dispute over that, because that's hilarious. Oh, brilliant. Glad you enjoyed it, Walid. Absolutely. So yeah, there they are. And I think that it's a fair question to leave you with at the end of that video, which is, when you look at the the sheer quality of the original Derek and also the Max Baronet guitars, and then look at the fact that Gibson originally did their first Appetite for Destruction guitar in 2010, and they were banging it out at $5,000. It just seems so crazy that they are trying to make that much money from a copy. But I don't blame them, because let's face it, Slash is an amazing player, and he did literally turn us in the 80s from the sort of, I suppose you could say, the hair metal days, although they were really quite a hair metal band themselves, but everybody was playing the Pointy Jackson headstocks and Kramers and the like. And then he really did take us back to an age like the old days of Led Zeppelin and Thin Lizzy and all of those bands from the 70s. So he had a big influence. But I think it's so funny because obviously being a channel that deals in, or has dealt many years ago, with counterfeit products and counterfeit guitars, the first thing that most people say to me in comments on those videos is, yeah, but Slash's was a counterfeit as well. So, and it's kind of like justifying the use of those. Waled says, CGS, I tried the Slash's Vermilion and November bursts. In fact, I think you messaged on the video earlier, just before it started, to say that you weren't that happy with them. Then you picked up an R9. There you go. And you thought that the R9 destroyed the Slashes. Yeah, I'm not trying to rag on Gibson or give them a hard time. I just think it's nice to see that they've reduced the cost to $3,000 rather than $5,000. But can they really justify that when there are so many good Les Paul style guitars around that cost a fraction of what they're banging them out for? And I just think that in this golden age of guitars, we have a prime opportunity to really help force that competition and those prices down. Yeah, I agree, they're an absolutely classic brand, and they were the ones that came up with the first designs, if you like, although I think O.W. Appleton might have a little bit to say about that, as might Les Paul himself. But they're definitely putting a little bit too much of a price tag on, for my own personal opinion. What do you guys think? Oh, Aaron, bless you. That's really sweet. For the time you'll be forced to waste on YouTube, and for the nice butt shot. Yeah, did you like? I love that. I can't remember which song that is, but let me just sort you out with one of these, Aaron. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate that. Very kind. Never courted, but always appreciated. Thank you, sir. Bless you. Yeah, and I know I'm going to have to waste some time now with YouTube because, yeah, they're going to try and say that that was Guns N' Roses. But if you go back and listen, it wasn't. It was just their stock music. So there we go. Lots of people commenting, which is great. I'd call some of the clones unauthorized continuations of the original. The pricing is outrageous. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm not the only one. I really am. Axes 2084 says, I'll stick with my Epiphones, Harley Bentons, Monoprices and SXs. This is what I mean. Bam Mozzie says an R9 is closer to the replicas than Slash's current lineup. Well, there you go. And actually that's true, because the original Chris Derrick and the Max Baronet guitars were always as close as those guys could get to the classic 1959 burst. So of course the R9, being their current version of that, is always going to be a bit closer than the model they make for Slash, but there we are. But good point, Bam Mozzie, thank you for that. Always the voice of reason, my friend. Tony Smith says JHS Vintage do inexpensive version called the V100 Paradise. That's a great guitar. But there you go, worth checking out, guys. Garrett said, I played my friend's Ibanez S-Type with humbuckers. I played the Sweet Child of Mine riff through my Katana Couldn't tell it apart from the album. My Les Paul with SD Alnico 2s can't recreate the sound. Well, that's so strange, isn't it? You know, it is a bit crazy. He probably didn't use the Derrig for most of the Appetite album. Yes, now that was news to me and I didn't realise that. But there's a very strong possibility that a lot of the Appetite for Destruction album was actually recorded possibly on one of those BC Rich guitars. It was only towards the end that allegedly the Derrig started to appear and was used for overdubs and solos. I mean, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it when I found that out. But there we are. Allegedly, it's true. If you know differently, say so, of course. Axis 2084 says, CGS, there's a ton more value, in my opinion, in buying an Epiphone, Harley Benton, etc., and upgrade the parts. The wood is pretty much the same. You know, I didn't want to throw the hand grenade in, pull the pin and throw it in, but I thought that most of you would probably feel the way I do about it, which is that, you know, we are sort of growing up now as guitarists, and we're not as stuck and set on the old brand names as we used to be. And so companies like Gibson are going to have to start to play the new game and reduce their prices if they want to stay in the game. Albus Aaron says, I actually like the new Gibsons, but their prices aren't worth it given the other options out there. There you go. See, I knew we'd all be on the same page, folks. Dave Lewis is happy with his Harley Bentons. Are those new ones long neck tenon or short? I believe they're just a standard short neck tenon, the same as most of the Gibsons are these days. Taylor 315, CGS, how does the Court Les Paul compare to your Harley Benton Les Paul? Well, do you know what, my friend? Let me just make a note. Taylor 315. You may well just have hit on another video that I'm going to make soon, because I'm absolutely loving this Court guitar. And as I say, I keep bringing it back on because I love it. And when you think that this is out there for $400 sort of mark, a little bit more than that, but the wood, the finish, the fact that they've modernized with a real nice heel cut. I mean, there's so much out there for our money these days. So there we are, yes. Bam Mozzie says, Max and Derrig were handmade using hide glue and also used vintage Gibson hardware. Indeed they did. They had to use hide glue because they were trying to be true to the original 1959. So yeah, absolutely. And that's really difficult because they're not replicating that, as far as I'm aware, on the Slash models. I don't even think they do that on the R9. Bam Mozzie will tell us if I'm wrong there, I'm sure. I hear the used Derrigs. Oh, sorry, Beavis Christ says, I hear he used the Derrig for the overdubs. There you go. Absolutely. That's what I found out today. And allegedly it's verified. So Scott's Guitars says, I love your custom pick. Well, thank you very much, sir. My good buddy and bass player, Shiga Matt, bought me a very small packet of those for my birthday this year. They were well into recording when it was given to him. Yeah, absolutely, Beavis, yeah. While it says Slash autobiography said he uses the Les Paul copy, still probably uses the Derrig and the Baronets over the Gibsons, maybe, I don't know. Axis 2084 says CGS Slash said in an interview that he used an old BC Rich Warlock and a beat up Jackson for the majority of Appetite. They rented a Gibson SG for the song My Michelle. There you go. So yeah, as I suspected, a lot of the Appetite for Destruction album was recorded on that BC Rich and allegedly a beat up Jackson. While Ed is a huge Slash fan, I'm sure we all are. Nobody here is knocking Slash. Let's be absolutely clear about that. I love Slash's playing. I think he's one of the most expressive modern day blues guitarists that there is. I absolutely love his stuff and the feel with which he plays, and he's just a classic. So yeah, not knocking him at all, guys. Yeah. Bam Mozzie says, I don't think anyone will know for definite as to what guitar parts were kept and used, let alone which guitar was actually used. That's a good point. That is a very good point, actually. Yeah, Les Paul Standard was nearly £2,000, now 2,200. This is why no Les Paul in my collection. Well, Chris Cooper, exactly why there's not one in my collection either. Has the Court got a rosewood fretboard? I believe that the fretboard on this is the, what's the wood beginning with A? I would need to go back and check, but it's definitely in the unboxing video for this guitar, so go and check that out. Sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head. When you do so many guitar reviews and demos, you get kind of blind to what's on it. It looks to me very much like a rosewood board, so but I think it might be that. Is it amaranth or I'm not sure. I don't want to say one way or the other. Check out the unboxing video that I did if you wouldn't mind. Let me see. We are coming up to 6 minutes left, guys. So if you've got any questions, get them in. But I love the comments going on here about the Slash and the Gibson range. Tokai are also good, and now the Chinese brand Eastman. Yep, very good brand. Peter Wickens, you're in. Good to see you, local lad. And we got to get together, Peter. I prefer nitrocellulose, which is why I still own Gibsons. But besides that, there isn't really anything special. Electronics are average. Factory setup isn't the best. Well, there you go. And actually, I'd like to play some of your Gibsons, my friend. So we must organise that. I know we've messaged, but we haven't got it together. Let's make that happen as soon as it's safe to do it. Come and join me in the studio, because you're only local, aren't you? I think with Gibson, you either get a great guitar or to a Friday afternoon bit of firewood, all for the same extortionate price. Yeah, this is my thing. Yes, please, sir. Headmaster Mike, cheers, thanks a lot, Blackjack Locking Nut, cheeky monkey. The SG ended up going through a car window. Wow. I don't know where that was, what happened there, Bam Mozzie, but wow. The Derrig is on every album cover he's done since Appetite, though. Slash himself said that. He loves that Derrig, and that Derrig is definitely a special guitar, that's for sure. And if you hear any of their live work where he's playing it, it's got a real nice tone as well. Janice says, got to attend to matters here. Take it easy, everyone. Well, take care, Janice. You've pretty much seen us from start to finish, because I'm about to finish the stream in just 5 minutes anyway. So I'm just going to take the last couple of questions and then we will wrap it up for tonight. I'm really glad that you've all tuned in. Let me see how many of you we've got still with me. We've got 64 of you still with me, which is absolutely wonderful. And 36 thumbs up. Well, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Axis 2084 says Epiphone is now using ebony fretboards on both the 2020 Les Paul Modern and 2020 Les Paul Custom. There you go. Awesome. Actually, I like a nice dark ebony board as well, although actually I really like the one on the Harley Benton LPJ, which has got that real nice light grain going through it as well. So I think it's a taste thing. So there we go. Don't forget, if you want to ask me one last question, start your comment with @CGS and then I'll spot it like I've just done for Tim Stokers. He says, CGS, the fretboard material on the Court is Jatoba. That's right. Thank you, mate. Absolutely. Spot on. I knew it had an A in it, but a J before it. Jatoba. That's what this is. Let me give you the other shot again. There we go. And it's got that real nice little sheen to it as well. It reflects the light really nicely. So there we go. Any chance of the comparison with an Orca 59? What, with this? I'm not sure. If any of you guys want to see me do any reviews of any particular guitars or any particular brand, the best way that you can help me is for you to contact the brand and say, we really would love Mike to check this out or to check that out, and of course I'll do a review. But I don't go chasing brands at the moment, even though I probably should be. I don't go chasing them. But thanks for that, Tim Stokers. Really cool. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Bless you, Bam Mozzie. Thank you, my friend. Always looking out for the channel and always looking out for me. And it's great to have you here all the way through tonight. Absolutely wonderful moderator. And thanks for moderating my chat as always, brother. Really appreciate it. James Severin says, I have a vintage Paradise. Not even close to my Les Paul. Well, there you go. So we've got both sides of the argument. Because I don't doubt for 1 second that Gibson have made some absolutely outstanding and incredible guitars. I just find the price really, really difficult to swallow. Yeah. Ben Lewis says, Mike will try a few Faisley house brand guitars this week. Will he? Okay. Well, send them here and I'll try them. Plug the Heli Fire says the SG was pushed through the touring van as he did not like the oh, I can't read that, sorry. Niven gave him the Les Paul. Right, okay. Okay. Dude, imagine throwing a 63 SG out a van window because you're Slash. Yeah, okay, right, that's the Slash story about throwing an SG out the window. And one last question from Scott's Guitars before we wrap this up. He says, CGS, catch you next week, another good live stream. It wasn't even a question. But mate, thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. I really love having a good old chinwag with you guys. On a Sunday, it's nearly 7:30 in the UK time, and it's time for me to do that good old thing of telling you to have a very good week, to take very good care of yourselves, and a big thank you, as always, for hanging out. So, until I see you again, take good care. Good night.